Yeah, hey, it's Salaki again. I put the airplane mode on. You know how it is when you're doing the lessons. It's always, hey, that's a condition of the battles. It's a battle, but nonetheless, we're gonna continue. Because these things are important. Prophecy matters. I mean, the prophecies of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai matter, and one of the big prophecies that you hear the apostles talk about all the time, the rest of the brothers, all the men of GMS, the Spirit of the Lord has us constantly mentioning is about that charagma because, again, you got a lot of guys out there teaching against it or whatever, a lot of false prophets, all right, rebellious Israelites, but regardless of whether you believe it or not, it's happening. You know what I'm saying? So it's happening, and all these are things the scriptures say in 2 Corinthians, right? Which you brothers know these scriptures. I'm just going over them because you can never go over the scriptures enough. Scriptures speak about keeping them on the front of your mind. But 2 Corinthians 2:11, it said, at least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, man. So we know the devices. We know, and when you go into that word devices, it speaks about like going into the imaginations, the intentions. All right, Salaki, the evil intentions that this devil is bringing. But the Most High is allowing this to happen because why? The Most High, which I'm going to go into it in this video, Lord willing, the Lord is basically going to allow the so-called white man's, all his devices of destruction is going to turn on him and destroy him because, see, you had all the Georgia Guidestones, Rex 84, Millennium 2000. You had all of these projected plans to depopulate the earth. All right, everybody knows about it except for a few knucklehead Israelites out there. All right, but that's a fact. Okay, everybody, hell, the other nations and everybody know about the charagma. All right, because it's actually being enacted. Again, what's that? NVIDIA, they rose to a record phenomenal surge in the increase off of making the chips. All right, they turned into $1 trillion company overnight. A trillion, did I say it right? A trillion, I believe it's $1 trillion overnight. Okay, so this is something that's very important. So it said, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We know that one of the main devices, which is pursuant to the prophecy, is that charagma, because now, once you do it, basically, you've bowed the knee totally to Satan. All right, that's a thing. Like when you stamped your cattle. All right, and we went into this times past. Right, when you stamped your cattle, that was say that that's your property. So when you take this charagma, when they put this in you, right, they're saying that you're his property. You see, that they own you. So that's why the scriptures say you can't have worship two gods. All right. So the ones who hate the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, they're gonna love the devil, and they're not gonna be against this thing, this seed thing. They're gonna accept it, just like they did with the jab and the jump shot. A lot of these blatantly, clearly, not ignorantly. All right, you can't say that you're ignorant because the Lord got the prophets here constantly warning you. All right, advising you of not to take the chip. All right, constantly we tell you that that's the MO to the T to the B. But Jake is rebellious, just like we told you the jump shot. Did not we warn? Maybe we was probably the only group, because again, you got a lot of different Israelite groups, but majority of the Israelite groups don't say nothing about another Israelite group if they're wrong. Everybody. That's why they had this fake unity. And what happened to that? They still do that? Is that still a thing? Maybe, maybe not. But the thing is the scriptures say, can two walk together except they be agreed? So there's only one truth. There's only one way that the Lord set this thing up, how he's going to raise the house of David, how he's going to gather his elect. And a lot of y'all missed the point about the Lord's only dealing with the elect right now. So again, it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So Satan got an advantage of a lot of you guys because a lot of you guys, again, took that, you took the bread. You know what I'm saying? You took that bread. So now, let's go back to the article, right? So it says, the growth of AI in terms of weapon system and the problem that is going to create have been very apparent for a lot of years. And they've known this, man. And seeing the thing is with Esau is really a big fucking dummy. And yes, the scriptures say thou art wiser than Daniel. The Most High did that for this for a purpose. Remember, why was these devils even created? They really living out their purpose, man. All right. Proverbs 16:4. All right. And the Spirit just got me bringing these scriptures out because Isaiah 33:6 says knowledge and wisdom should be the stability of our time. So all you sincere men, you make sure that you into the scriptures, man. Searching them, studying, teaching. Don't hide it. Don't hide it in a napkin, right? Proverbs 16:4. It said, the Lord hath made all things for himself. See? Yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. What time are we in now? We're in the time of the day of evil. If you can't see it, we're in the time where pretty much nobody should be alive because of this damn devil. And you understand clearly why the Lord said he's going to cut this man's time short. Because now, all they're doing is just basically destroying everything, destroying food, what you need, food and water and everything. But guess what they did? They destroyed the water supply. Now you got the chicken that you get is something that's created in the goddamn laboratory, man. You understand? So everything is fucked up here, man. So this is the time of the day of evil, but this was why this white man was created, to set up all this wickedness, man. And for you Israelites out there to be against the truth and to teach against this, you know, that shows you what manner of person you really are. And that's why you're going to be fucked up. Like it says, going back to, matter of fact, let me go back to Isaiah the 30th chapter. I mean, if I don't get the chance to get to the article, you know, like I said, the articles are good just to, you know, dressing or whatever, if you will, just to further confirm. But the scriptures is where it's at, you see. And that's been a staple that the Lord gave us from day one. All right. So again, it says, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Okay. When you teach against the word of the Most High, that's sin. All right. That's, not that the MOTB is sin. No, the breaking of the commandments is sin. All right. When you start worshiping other gods, mentioning the names of these other gods and giving reverence, like some of you Israelites do out there. And primarily this is for the Israelites, because a lot of jakes that don't even know that they're Israelites, what level you gonna get with them? That's not gonna go nowhere. You still got Sinetta, which every time I think about him, I think about him as I don't know if it was Alexander. I think about him as one of the dudes who was pissed off at Paul, and he got the city to basically rose the city up to kick him out. I think it was in Acts, the 19th chapter. I had to go back and look at it. Matter of fact, shit, we got time. We got time. Fuck it. Let me just double check if that was Acts, the 19th chapter. Yeah, yep. Okay, I'll start at Acts the 19th chapter. Acts 19, verse 28. Man, let me start at 21. Acts 19 and 21. It said, after these things were ended, Paul purposed in the spirit, when he had passed through Macedonia and Achaia, to go to Jerusalem, saying, after I've been there, I must also see Rome. And why was Paul going to Rome? He wasn't going there to see no fucking crackers, man. He wasn't going there to see, what's that dude, Bonaparte? He was going to see the Israelites, that were the saints of Rome. All right? That's why there's a book of Romans, because there were Israelites in Rome. And a lot of you so-called brothers got to get that in your thick head, man. That, look, the Israelite, the Gentiles that's going to be saved are Israelites. You had Israelites that was in all of these other countries, man, throughout Asia Minor. All right? But and abroad. It says, so he sent into Macedonia two of them that ministered unto him, Timotheus and Erastus, right? But he himself stayed in Asia for a season. In the same time, there arose no small stir about that way. Yeah, and it was basically, and they're just teaching, and all hell was breaking loose, man. And that's why they want to get Jake out of Rome. Because just like right now, Esau hates the fact that we're out here teaching, that the Lord got us teaching, and they basically want to eliminate the prophets from teaching, because why? This is destroying. The Lord is basically consuming them through the mouth of the prophets. He's consuming this whole infrastructure that they created, and now they're scrambling to try to hold it together, but they can't, right? So now it says, for a certain man named Demetrius, a silversmith, which made silver shrines for Diana, brought no small gain unto the craftsmen. So these craftsmen were making idols and all that shit. Then this is where you go back, where you get that statue, that nigger woman statue with all the fucking sloppy breasts all over it, called Diana Ephesus, right? Well, this is where this come from. It says, a silversmith which made silver shrines for Diana brought no small gain unto the craftsmen, whom he called together with the workmen of like occupation, and said, sirs, you know by this craft we have our wealth. He said, moreover, you see and hear that none alone at Ephesus, but almost throughout all Asia, this Paul hath persuaded and turned away much people, saying that they be no gods which are made with hands. Right? So basically, what's happening, this guy was, just selling these idols, and made Diana and everything, and was selling it. It was a money grab. Just like the majority of these people that like the so-called black consciousness, and a lot of these different groups that are out here that may debate. They set up these debates, and all of it's really more so it's just a hustle, because they want to sell whatever merchandise or whatever the case is. They want to sell whatever merchandise and sell whatever videos, and it's just to make money. It's all a hustle. And you had the same shit happening back then. You had a bunch of bugged out niggas